Hey guys, I know I've done a video about this tow haul button, but you guys keep asking, so I figured I'd do a little bit different point of view of the button. Okay, let me get this thing positioned. When should you use tow haul and why you should use it? So I'll be talking specifically aisin and a little bit general, and I'll be in my video. I will mention when I'm applying one or the other. So in an aisin format, when you're using a 4th gen, so the 13th, man, that light's bad. So when you're using the 13 through 18 truck, if you're towing or hauling something, turn it on. Not only does it, keep your RPM higher or hold on the gear longer or hold the gear longer, it changes the tuning. So what it does, it locks up the gears sooner. Well, that ain't right. It doesn't lock up the gear. It locks up the torque converter in the gear sooner. So, the reason transmissions go out is they're called slush boxes for a reason, because you got a bunch of stuff just burning until it locks up. So the sooner you get that torque converter to lock up, the sooner you're going to quit building that crazy heat. Aisins are great transmissions, don't get me wrong, but still, as soon as you're towing or hauling something on an aisin 4th gen, here, let me try to fix this camera. Ooh, that's just too much light for me. I was gonna say, please turn it on. Now, if you want your tranny to last a little bit longer, and you want more control of your vehicle, flick that switch on. Have it on. Now, the neighboring button, exhaust brake, I'm going to have to do a separate video because I keep getting asked. Emails. Just, you guys are bombarding me with these questions. So, the exhaust brake is very important to have on as well, but I'll just keep it separate. I'll stay focused on this transmission because I get sidetracked so quick. The transmission in the 5th gens, or 4.5, whatever you call them, these trucks right here. This is a 21. So, technically they're the same tranny, but they did change up the valve body a little bit and the tuning on it. These transmissions stay locked in tow haul mode or out of tow haul mode. So unless you're towing something extreme in an aisin application, I don't really advise you to turn on tow haul mode. Neither do I turn on a tow haul mode. So even in a case, in this truck, I'm towing an empty gooseneck, not right now, but let's just say there's a scenario. I'm towing an empty gooseneck. I don't turn on tow haul mode. This engine to transmission communication seems to be a lot better. But not only that, the tranny adapts quicker. So I want to say you have several takeoffs, and you'll see it yourself. Just watch it. Make sure your transmission's fully warm. These things, nowadays trannies got auto learn, but they will adapt, and they will adapt quick. The only time I would turn on tow haul mode is when you're going from day and night. So you've been hauling your butt around all day, and oh man, talking about butt, man, this thing's toasty. Thank you, Ram. You guys finally figured out your heaters. Something else I'm going to mention in my 19 to 21 videos. But anyways, so when you're hauling your butt around and all of a sudden you hooked up to 40,000 pounds, it's usually to the dually guys, but they do that. Behind you, turn on that tow haul. I mean, that's just too big of a surprise for the truck. I read this somewhere. I heard this somewhere. I don't know how accurate it is. If you shut your truck off, open the door and close it and start the truck back off, the truck should start in its in its base format. The tranny isn't going to quite take on that you've been hauling your booty around for all day. You hear what I'm saying? So scenario, guy drives around, myself, and then he pulls up to your yard, hooks up a trailer, and takes off. If you shut down your truck, open the door, close it, and start your truck back up, the tranny is going to learn quicker, but it doesn't necessarily increase the learning speed. It just takes it to 0, to the base tuner, to the base file. It's weird, guys. If you drive these trucks as much as I do, you'll start noticing all these little weird things. But to simplify it, on these generation of trucks, unless you're going night and day difference, like a heavily loaded trailer, you don't really need to turn on that tow haul mode on. Okay? So the 4th gens, anytime you hook up to anything, empty or loaded, turn on that tow haul. These 5th gens, just let's stick to 5th gens. Let's not argue about that. You could call them whatever you want, 4.5, 5s. You don't have to. It just does the trick. The tranny does not get heated. Okay, next point. Unless you're in an extreme situation, you're about to climb some crazy hill or go down some crazy hill, that's another case. I would highly advise you to try on your tow haul mode. Your gearing is going to be, or your shifting is going to be a lot more aggressive. So, unless the situation calls for an aggressive reaction, like I said, you're climbing some steep, and I mean steep, or coming down some steep where your exhaust brake can help you and keep you back, that's probably the only time I would run tow haul in these newer trucks. Okay? Alright. I think I'm going to leave it at that, because I have other thoughts, but they're going to go off so much further than just a tranny. So, recap. If you guys want your tranny to last longer in the 4th gen, it is a slush box. It is an automatic. You guys see me do the miles that I do, but I do a lot of highway miles. If you're in town, highly advise you to have tow haul on. Have that button on and going on the 4th gen. Even when you're empty and you're going through some extreme terrain, up some extreme hills or down hills, and I mean you're at least doing 30 miles an hour, so that button can matter. Yeah, have it on too. Now these newer trucks, the 19s and up, you don't really need to have them on. The tranny adapts so quickly and it learns so quickly that it doesn't necessarily need it, but the key factor is the tranny is always locked in on these things. Well, always a little bit loud, but you know what I'm saying. Unless you're going really slow, this tranny's locked in, and I love it. Like, I'll apply a little bit of throttle, watch the tech. Well, it just upshifted, but it just keeps it there and goes. It just, look, locks and loads kind of deal, or loads and locks, or whatever, you guys know what I'm saying. Locks in that torque converter and loads the turbo up with some boost and goes. I don't know. I just want to say so much more, but I'm going to leave it at this. I don't want to confuse you guys. That's it. 4th gen, always run the button on. 5th gen, not necessarily unless you're doing extreme stuff. Specifically, because the 5th gen keeps the tranny always locked in. You're not going to heat it up that bad. Well, it's just not going to really get heated at all. Just the way these trannies are. I love them. Anyways, boys, as always, may the Lord bless you. And may y'all have a mighty fine day. Ciao. Bye.